Deranged Airsoft here, and we're going to show you how to realign your selector gears for the PTS Masada. So this is a very common problem when removing the gearbox and putting it back in, that people have issues with it not shooting in the correct modes. This one, for example, is already in an incorrect mode where it's in semi, but it's shooting, or it's in safe and shooting semi. We switch it to semi and we're shooting full auto, and we can't even turn it, there we go, towards full auto, and we get nothing. So this is misaligned. Basically everything inside of the gearbox is working, but the teeth between the gear, between the selector adjust knob and the selector inside of the gearbox here are misaligned. They are not correctly lined up, and there are no markings on the gears to tell you whether or not you are lined up correctly. It's just plain gears. The way you can tell what's what is by the position of this plate, your selector plate. In this mode here, where there's just a tiny bit of space between the cutoff lever, let me see if you can see it with this, between the cutoff lever and this selector plate, there's a little space there. That is what it should look like for semi-auto. If we come back farther, that is what it should look like for full auto, where this is pushed up, so that way it's not engaging and your selector plate is way back. For semi-auto, or for safe, it should be all the way back like that. Alright, so what I do is I pull the gearbox up just enough like that. Don't pull the trigger all the way out or you have to go through all the hassle again. And then leave it on safe. And then push your gearbox in once you have it lined up to where you want it to be. And the way you can, this wheel is going to move that direction, or this direction, when you adjust it. So what I do, like when you flip this up to semi, it's going to turn this wheel this direction. So when you set it, make sure you're turning the wheel this direction towards your right. So what I do is I find, there's my semi-auto, what I want semi-auto to look like. So there's semi-auto, and then I keep turning to where it's like it hits a dead zone. And then I push my gearbox back in. And be careful not to lose anything. Now, it should be, here's safe. Trigger's not moving. We're still not lined up correctly. I might have overturned it. There's semi, full auto. Okay, so I'll go back over it again. I push it back just a little bit to the safe mode. There's safe. There's semi. There's full auto. And if you're off by one tooth, I don't know if we can see it really well, but like there is I'm getting a little bit of resistance right here before I feel the trigger switch. And you can actually see the plate inside of there move. Can you see that plate moving? That means I'm off by one tooth and I need to readjust. There. All I did was I just lifted the gearbox up just enough to where the tooth would slide, and now it's perfect. So we have there's semi, or safe, semi, full auto. Let's plug a battery in. Okay, the first few times you do this, it's going to take a few tries, and even just now, like I've done this a lot, but I haven't done it in a while, and I still, there's semi, safe, and full. See, so notice the place, how it looks. Full auto, the cutoff lever is pushed up. If we switch it to semi, you can see there's a space between the cutoff lever and the selector plate. Just a nice, very small space. It almost lines up with this square here, like a square. And then safe is all the way forward, and you can see that this spring is really compressed. This is also another good thing to point out too. When we store our guns, we usually store them in a safe mode, or like in full auto, because the spring is fully extended. If you store your gun for a long time in safe, that spring is really compressed, and it may wear out the spring just a little bit. So just for us, we like to store them on full auto. But there you go. Hope that video may help you in getting your gearbox back in correctly and then adjusting these gears. Like I said, it may take a few tries. It took me a few tries, but now you kind of know what to look for, and hope this video helped. Look us up on Facebook at Deranged Airsoft, and like our video here on YouTube, and thanks for watching.